Viola. Bam. Oh, one-handed. Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Between the Sharks. Now that we've got doors and a semi-solid T, it's time to start building some seats. So the first thing you want to do is start mocking up a seat and sitting on it. So I have stacks of 2x4s and 4x4s, and this should surprise nobody, but making a seat higher is a lot easier than making a seat lower after the fact. You can always add more foam and padding and stacking and whatever else. But if you find yourself too high, you're gonna be in a world of trouble. But the situation is something like this. I have got to have access to that master cylinder reservoir to fill it up with brake fluid. I mean, it's not perfect, but technically I could probably fill that up. Now fellas, if you don't know how deep to make your seat, just go find you a seat. Measure it. This is about 18-ish, which if you look around, you'll probably find that your kitchen chair is also about 18 inches. I think we can get away with 16, but we'll cut the plywood to 18. If we need to trim it down, we'll trim it down 2 inches. Ladies and gentlemen, today's contestant on Did We Bone It? Did we bone it? It's tight. Could use a little bit of sanding love, but that's generally the idea there, is what we got going on. I feel like it's a little more seat than we need, but it'll fit. All right, so it looks like this is actually gonna fit pretty well. I'm happy enough with it. So we need to start building some framing to keep our seat pan in, well, probably build a seat pan to keep our seat bottom held in place. Gotta have something around here, right? Can't have all this junk and it all not be useful, right? So I'm suffering today from overcomplication syndrome. I'm trying to find a way to do this seat that's super simple, but only using parts that I already have. So it's kind of like Iron Chef Hot Rod. Been fussing around mocking this thing up, trying to find the right angle. The car's kind of at ride height. It's on its wheels and tires, so I've got a bit of a rake this way. So I want a bit of a seat lean this way. Naturally, all seats kind of lean you toward the back anyway, but we're also compensating for the angle of the frame. I've done it by just stacking up 2x4s, and I added more 2x4s and fewer 2x4s, and I put a piece of 1-inch steel there, on and on. I'm happy with that. We can do some more adjustment in the foam, but I wanted to get a pretty good starting point. Then I clamped down some angle iron onto this thing. We're gonna weld it from the back of the seat riser thing to this side over here. And then we're gonna deal with something else across the front. Gonna just sneak in here and give it the old tackaroo. All right, not so bad, not so bad. So now we need to come across the front here, off the subframe, up to the seat, over to the other side, and then we'll figure out how much we want to tie the room together, if at all. Okay, I'm just complicating this more and more for myself as I move along. So I was just messing with it. I was lifting it up, see how we did, looking, and I went, huh, that's a pretty novel idea, isn't it? What if it just hinged up that way? And then, you know, could reload the old brake booster if I needed to, and down in here, above this cross member and everything, we can sort of build in a shelf / storage area, because, you know, if you go from here to like down there, that's a significant amount of room. It would probably fit a battery, but if we made like a storage tray, we could also, you know, fit tools or a jack or contraband of some kind. Something like that, maybe. I don't wanna, but I think I ought to go buy a heavier, dutier strap hinge. Had the brass, they make them out of steel. Just be better. Gang, I used to enjoy going to Home Depot. Like, I really did. Nothing gets my blood pressure up faster. I can't stand it anymore. I've lost an hour and a half. I went around, I checked everything online. Over 50 pieces of everything listed in stock. I get there, options A and B don't exist. They're not there and they don't even carry them anymore, said the associate after I found one. Then I decided, okay, I'll improvise. I'll figure it out. I'm full grown. Go grab some plywood, put it on the cart, take it to the cash register. Well, there's nobody at the cash register, so they finally show up. They can't scan the plywood. They called for a lumber associate for 15 minutes. One of them finally shows up after about 25 and then just wanders away. So I left the plywood at the register. I bought my hinges and I should have just gone to Ace Hardware, man. Oh, gee whiz. Man, that was so painful. We should have just stuck with what we had and continued moving forward, because now it is late in the afternoon. Deep breath, we're gonna move on. God. And minor victories. We can get to our master cylinder. So now, let's go ahead and finish this phase of the project. We gotta come off the sub rail here up to the seat and make a cross piece. Hopefully we are still capable of that. Hello fellows, it is a bright and sunny morning and we are headed out to the metal shop. I had to walk away yesterday. I let myself get way too worked up over the fact that Home Depot has just degraded. I don't think I was as prepared mentally as I needed to be to endure Home Depot, which, fellas, you gotta get there in your head. You gotta know it's gonna be terrible. I decided, between not having the stuff that I needed to do it well and my frustration, the best thing to do was to just put her down and then give it hell tomorrow, which is now today. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, off. All right, gang, well, we got some steel, so let's see if we can get the struggle bus going this morning. Gang, my prototypification is taking a lot longer than I feel like it usually ought to. All right, here's the plan, Stans. Got to extend our angle iron, made a little notch right here. We're gonna run out this way, and then we're gonna take some of this flat stock and run from this angle iron that's clamped on under the front, around like so. That'll give us a seat frame. I'm trying to leave a bit for upholstery to wrap all the fabric. We can always trim down our wooden seat if we need a little more. This is gonna be a little tight, just needed to do that for clearance on the door. So I'm gonna jam that feller in there. Using a lighter gauge here. Oh, you stay. Just so it's easier to bend. This is really more for looks than structure. All right, we'll go finish the bend over there on the vise. Just give it a couple of these. Yep, sure. If it's a little more than we need, we'll just straighten her back out. Let's have a look-see. That's not too bad. We'll just cut it off long and work it till it's good. Okay, not so bad. We'll need to find a way to pop it up, but maybe we get it. There we go, flip up seat. Now we have this frame. What we can do here, finish welding all of this razzmatazz. What we can do is now use this as a basis for a sheet metal kind of holder upper thing. Something kind of like that, if you can see it, which is the stock seat frame, which is we're starting to look a little bit similar. Howell Sheet Metal does sell those. I think they're about $165 before shipping, so it's not a bad choice. Just not the choice that we made there, fellas. I guess we'll call it the hard way. I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna continue on with this guy. Time to break out the old cardboard and figure out the under seat sort of pan thing. And well, if we succeed, then we'll have a template. All right, now we're talking. We got this cardboard thingamadoodle, goes down to our cross piece here, kind of tidies up some of this area there. I mean, if building cars out of cardboard was the way we were doing it, we'd be in killer shape. Let's give this guy a little zapparoo. I don't know where I got this metal from, but I've had it a long time and it's extremely pointy in a lot of places. So I'm happy to put it to use, and we're due for buying a new chunk of sheet steel, which I should have done this morning when I was already at the metal supply shop. So pointy. Crawling around down here makes me think, do you guys have sheet metal brakes and shears and stuff like that in your shops? I haven't been able to justify the expense or the space. Gang, can you believe how close it is? Oh, whammy. We're just gonna ignore that and move on, because the odds of me getting this right are so slim that we're just gonna pretend we didn't even see that. Although Murphy's Law would now dictate that we're gonna nail it, except for that stupid little nug. Put your eyeballs on this contraption. We don't have a brake around here. Second time it's come up today, so maybe we need to be thinking about getting one. I don't know. Where would I put it among this disaster? No one knows. Just got a piece of 1-inch flat stock here, 2x4 clamped to the table, hoping I can just bend it over, use a hammer. I mean, this is really light gauge stuff. This would get trickier and trickier, but you know, we'll actually do it instead of just mashing on it like that. Just go with gorilla hands. There we go. All right. Break number 1. Just tightens it up around the 90. Gotta get some gloves, gang. That is the second time I've almost flayed myself in the last 30 seconds. All right, needs to be back here. How can we do that? Can we do it? I don't know. No. Oh. We're in the ballpark. All right, fellers, with each and every bend I do on this Hatfield and McCoy edition contraption here, I think I'm closer and closer to the precipice of failure, aka just screwing this all up. That said, guy might have looked on his pocket computer and Harbor Freight has a little 18-inch benchtop brake for 45 American dollars, and I thought, well, you know, that would have been worth it. Could definitely have handled this job. Hi-ya! Well, we made a thing. Can we get it in there in one piece? I don't know. Will it fit? I don't know. If it doesn't, can we cut it up and start over? Probably. Well, it's already feeling a little better than it ought to. Gang, we're in the ballpark of I'm stunned here because it kind of almost wants to do the thing that it's doing. It's just a little tight here, so I got to trim out somewhere, maybe a little bit on both sides, or think about it for a second before I decide to do something dumb. We'll get there. Let's do a little trimification. We'll give it one of these ones. Yeah. Need a nibbler sticker from Futurama to stick on that guy. Anybody got one of those? It's not half bad, guys. Like, I'm in the neighborhood of shocked. I would not say we completely nailed it, but this was a moonshot when I started. The idea that I would A, have the sheet metal, B, did this on a lark, and C, we made it out of one piece. We got a little bit of a gap right there, but overall, the fitment's pretty darn good. I'll have to trim this down with a grinder just to make sure that's all level when we're done, but I think we're good enough to start tacking this in. Then we can add pieces that run from here up to here, tie the whole room together, give the seat a little structure, on the outside, in the middle, far end. I mean, I shouldn't be that surprised, or should I be? You know? Here we go. We're probably turned up to full explode mode. Gotta turn it down here. Bring her down. Just a little trim and then we're in. It doesn't rhyme really. Viola. Check that out. That's not so bad. And one or two of you is like, well, what are you gonna do with that weird, stupid gap in the corner? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna do this. Bam. Oh, one-handed, look at that. That's what, I'll clean all this up, and that's gonna be my way to pop the seat up. That's not exciting enough. I got one on each side, fellas. Check it out. Now, not only can we get in there, but there's a lot of room, like a lot of room. I'm thinking I'll just measure and build a holder for probably like a plastic bin or something that I can completely take out. Because a metal bin, whatever I put in there, man, you know, if you put tools or a jacket for a cold night or whatever, it's gonna get gross real fast. So just building a little kind of, you know, holder inner thing, it's all we really need to do. Have access to our master cylinder. What do you guys think? I'm pretty stoked on it. This was not in the cards, was not in the plans, but I'm glad I thought of it and took a little bit of extra time to get her done. We'll continue on building the seat backs and stuff like that, but that's a lot more straightforward. Not bad, fellas, for all in probably about a day, including running for materials. So we had to go to Home Depot, which was a huge pain, and then had to make a pit stop to the metal shop because didn't have the steel to do it. But now that we've done it, I'm pretty jazzed on it. Gang, I might be doing good here. Somebody's sharking around. I think she can smell the makings of a seat. You wanna try it out? You wanna hop in? Seat dog approved? Maybe? Yeah? Fellers, we are sitting pretty. Well, I don't know if we're pretty, but we are sitting. So that's a big deal. I mean, even this thing's not flexing. And her butt's got a place to be, which is pretty important if you got a butt and you want to drive a hot rod. It's kind of a big deal, fellas. This is progress. The only bad part and downside of it is apparently I've got to muster the strength to go back to Home Depot and buy the plywood that I abandoned at the checkout counter in the pro section because they could not come up with a price. But I think I can because I'm bolstered by progress. So good luck on your projects out there. We'll see you next time on Between the Sharks. We're gonna just keep on keeping on. Gang, it may just be a thing one day. It just might be.